a banana, a jar of pickles, a delicious Frosty from the restaurant Wendy's. All of these items are examples of food. And it is through the miracle of eating food that we are able to nourish our bodies and provide ourselves with the energy we need to get through the day. I don't know about you guys, but a lot of times after I eat a big hoagie or something, I don't feel very energetic at all. In fact, I feel lethargic, I feel sluggish, I feel other synonyms for those words. My research proposal aims to tackle this phenomenon, specifically as it pertains to students. And more specifically, it wants to get to the root of, does a student's lunchtime habits influence their academic achievement? This is the effects of eating on academic performance and engagement. This study hypothesizes that a student who has eaten immediately before class will find his academic capacities impaired. In order to observe these occurrences, my research study will be adopting a wholly qualitative approach, including research methods such as an online questionnaire, a survey utilizing a Likert scale, in-depth interviews with a few select students, and a mandatory chicken nugget eating contest. Sorry, that was from a rough draft. In-class observation. The questionnaire will ask some open-ended questions, kind of give us an idea of the academic and dietary footing that the students are standing on. Questions such as, what class do you have the hardest time paying attention in? What is the very first thing you eat in the course of a normal day? Cocoa Pebbles or Fruity Pebbles? You can only pick one. The survey is going to utilize a Likert scale overlaid on top of a normal 8-period school day. So the students will be able to self-report their levels of engagement period by period throughout the day. The scale will start at very engaged, then go to engaged, neutral, disengaged, and very disengaged. The in-depth interviews will begin after the surveys and questionnaires have all been processed. I'm going to use the testimonials of 3 to 5 students to kind of prop up all of the data in my project. Now, this does present an issue of bias because I will be selecting interviewees based on answers to the questionnaires. Let's be real here. If there's a kid who's eating ice cream sandwiches for breakfast and he's rocking a 4.0, I want to talk to him. And now it's time for the 3 shuns: duration, location, and qualifications. Now, I am not a teacher. I work at Best Buy. I bought this lab coat on Amazon, and these glasses are from a Harry Potter Halloween costume. But I will be using my qualifications as a graduate student to reach out to local high schools in the area and ask if I can work with them and, perform this research study. For the time being, let's say we're going to perform the study at Upper Dublin High School because it's a beautiful school. You can walk there from my house. It's got everything we need. Now, since this is a completely qualitative study, I don't need that big of a sample size. I would say I need 20 to 30 students, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out to the whole sophomore class, send out a recruitment letter, and then from whoever comes, whatever I get back, I'm going to choose 20 or 30 students randomly from that. Once the participants have been chosen, the online consent forms will be sent out for the parents and students to sign, and once I get those back, then the online questionnaires will be distributed as well. Since this is a rather straightforward qualitative study, I'm not expecting to need an excessive amount of time to complete it. I would say 3 months prep, 3 months to gather the research, complete the research, and then 4 months to, I think the scientific term is smush it all together. Get it all smushed together, and then a beautiful paper will come out, and I'll be famous. There is a lot of previous literature surrounding this topic. Now, most of it is more relevant to the nutritional value of the food being served in school. But it's still been very worthwhile to check out because a lot of the studies are employing similar kind of data gathering techniques as we're looking to use in the study I'm proposing. There was a study involving self-reported evaluations of behavior and feelings of contentment after a healthy food initiative was introduced. Another study advocated for nutritional awareness in students, arguing that simply making students aware of the importance of eating properly can have a big impact on student performance and morale. Finally, there was one study that centered around the complex lives today's students lead. And how, in a world where it is easy to feel powerless, taking control of your diet and finding a diet that works for you can be really beneficial for feelings of self-esteem and self-worth. All right, potential risks. I think that this project has low potential risk. I think it is ethically sound. I know it can be uncomfortable to talk about your eating habits or your academic standing, but I will outline in the directions that any question that you're uncomfortable with can be skipped. The project can be backed out of if it needs to be. I don't want anyone getting in over their head or anything. Now, admittedly, there will probably be some bias in my final research paper. I'm trying to create something with a narrative. I might be trying to create something a little sensational. That doesn't mean I'm going to lie to prove my hypothesis correct. I might find out that, lunch is the only thing keeping these kids awake in the afternoon. And I probably shouldn't say this, but I don't even know if it matters what a child eats. Their metabolism is like the furnace of an ocean liner. I once, and this is true, when I was 15 years old, ate an entire cookie cake by myself. I was down my friend Pat McDowell's basement, and I wasn't dared to do it. I did it because I wanted to. And you want to know what's really messed up? I felt great afterwards. While this study probably is a more casual approach than most, I do think that if a student reads it and they can see themselves in it and have a better idea of how to approach their diet and improve their health and their happiness, I think that's worthwhile. So I think this is a worthwhile endeavor to pursue. Now, there are a few smaller details that I didn't get the chance to mention. I probably cut them so I could tell my stupid cookie cake story. But if you have any questions, you can email me at woods@chc.edu. And if you would, or if you're interested in checking out my paper, I'd be happy to pass that along too. So hit me up. Peace out.